Hi guys, and welcome back to the study hack series, and this is the 26th study hack in this series. And in this one we'll look at, again, questions, but different aspects or different words within those questions that possibly could guide you to answering the question a lot better. So again, we'll start with a quote, which is, "Realize now the power that your words command if you simply choose them wisely." That's by Tony Robbins. And sort of what he's getting along the lines of there is that certain words definitely, even though I said that every word is extremely important in a previous study hack, certain words can guide you a lot better and have more power in terms of you answering the question than others. Okay? So you need to identify what those words are and understand them, and then use them to guide you to answer the question. So let's just go through an example. Let's say you've got an English paper here, which is a Macbeth text, and it says, "Read the following extract from Act 1, Scene 5 of Macbeth, and then answer the question that follows. At this point in the play, Lady Macbeth is speaking. She has just received the news that King Duncan will be spending the night at her castle." So she has a speech, there's a text there, there's an extract there, and then the question says, question 1, "Starting with this speech, explain how far you think Shakespeare presents Lady Macbeth as a powerful woman." And it says, "Write about how Shakespeare presents Lady Macbeth in the speech, how Shakespeare presents Lady Macbeth in the play as a whole." Now that is the entire question, and you can see that there are certain parts to that, or certain elements that have more power and will guide you a lot better than other words. So often what people do though with this is, I never did this, but what people do, and I possibly should have done, is they underline or highlight certain aspects of the question that they think are important or more important, that will help them then to understand the question better and then answer it a lot better as well. So in this case, they might underline or highlight starting with the speech as an important aspect. So explain, and then they might highlight how far, okay? And then you think Shakespeare presents, and they might highlight Lady Macbeth, and then and then they might highlight powerful woman. So you see how there are specific elements of that question that are more relevant and more telling than others in terms of how to go about answering it, and can help you in answering it. So that's possibly one thing you can do. You can highlight or underline aspects of the question, but certainly there are aspects that you have to look out for that will guide you a lot better in terms of answering it. And make sure you look out for those words and key elements. Okay, so that's just one example in English. Then we're going to go through another example as well in science and other subjects as well, where you see questions that contain something called command words. And command words tell you exactly how you sort of should go about answering the question. So they usually come at the start of the sentence, and they're things like calculate, choose, compare, complete, define, describe, things like that, and explain and state and suggest. Now, with those command words, it's extremely important that you understand what each one means, because you don't want to get confused and start answering the question in a wrong way. Let me give you an example. So command is giving you a command about how to answer it, yeah? Let me give you an example what I mean. Often you might have a graph, okay, with some data and stuff, and in science, you just have a simple graph, and let's say the graph goes up and down, and there's a curve, and what happens is, there might be a question here which says, describe the graph. Okay, so describe what the graph is showing. And then what the describe means, essentially, if we go through here, it says, students may be asked to recall some facts, events, or process in an accurate way. So basically, when it says describe the graph, what they have to do is just say what is happening in the graph with some data. So it goes up between these 2 points and then goes down after this temperature or whatever, I don't know. And they just have to say what they see, and use data as well to back it up. Now, what students might do, though, is that word describe, they may think it means explain, and they get confused between describe and explain. And so what they do, explain means to, if we go here, it says, explain, students should make something clear or state the reasons for something happening. So in that case, what they need to be doing is giving reasons why. So usually it comes with a scientific explanation about why that graph goes up and then it goes down. Okay, so that they have to talk about the science behind it. But then what they might do is they might do that in a question where it says describe it, and so they're going to lose, often they'll pretty much lose all of those marks, or most of those marks, for doing that. So it's important that you understand each command word, so that you understand what each one means, so that you can answer the question in the correct manner and go about it in the right way. And I'll post links to command words in the description as well, so you can see each one and how to do it. Obviously this is for a specific subject, but it applies to every subject as well, and they usually come at the start of each sentence or each question, so you can it sort of tells you straight away. And again, what you can do is you can highlight those command words if you want to, or underline them again to get a better understanding about how to answer the question. So that'll be the action set for today. Make sure you identify the elements of the question that are extremely important or more important, and what you can even do is underline or highlight those elements. And with the command words, make sure that you learn them all, off by heart, so that when the question comes, you are prepared and ready to go in terms of answering it. Okay, so please like this video, share it with your friends, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel so you can keep on getting content.